Welcome back. Glad you are still with us. Remember, you can talk to us using the hashtag Good Morning Kenya on Twitter at KBC Channel 1. Ever remains to be the official station handle. My handle is at Jane Wamboi. And I can see Helen here on Twitter, Helen Jerry, saying, absolutely love this young lady. She's such an inspiration to so many other young girls out there. Mimi nikiwa class 7, usitake kujua priorities zangu zilikuwa nini. I completely feel you on that. I see Billy saying, kudos to Amal for doing such a great job at encouraging our young kids to follow their dreams from such a young age. Kenzie is asking, how can we get those books? So we'll be letting you know how you can get this particular one that is already, she's gone to market with. Yes, it's the only one that has been published that is out there. Yeah. Yes, and this is Deception, just trying to educate our young children when it comes to sexual relations. So for those of you who are just joining us, we have Amal Mohamed Abdikadir with us in studio, who is an author here in our Kenyan space. Now, before the break, we were looking at, issues to do with publishing, and especially for a new young author like you who just recently joined the industry. And I'd like to just, even for young viewers who are watching us this morning, to just paint a picture for them for what it is like for an actual writer looking at the publishing phase. And let's start with finances that are involved. How has your experience been like?
Okay, first of all, it is not that easy, especially if you are not independent.
Mm-hmm.
And
independent in what sense?
Financially.
Okay.
And for me, as I had told you, I had the support of my brothers. Mm-hmm. They got my back. And, before publishing the book, there are small amounts of money you need, like designing the cover, the editing. Editing takes a lot of money. And then there is the arrangement of the pages into smaller, this size. That's when we get to publishing. That's when you pay the printer. And I think between a printer and the one who is editing, the editor takes more money. Mm-hmm. That's when you need enough money, because that's when your book, most of the errors, that's when they are removed. But mine did not have a lot of errors because the late Professor Henry Olekulet had edited it for free of charge because he was mentoring me. So the launching also, if you are launching, you need some amount of money, not too much. If drinks and snacks are involved.
At the reception of or the first presentation of this book.
Yeah.
And looking at that point of launching, therein comes issues to do with publicity and marketing for the book to just get the word out. Is it something that you had challenges with in terms of getting the proper publicity for your book and the proper marketing? Because I believe that's a make or break part of this whole process. Okay,
my main challenge was the fact that I was launching my book in Nairobi, Isli, and I'm from Nakuru. Mm-hmm. I don't know anyone in Nairobi, and I thought like people won't come. Like I will find myself and my family in the venue.
Yes.
But there is this the publicity I wanted for my book was awesome. It just came automatically because the people that were helping me, like Miski Haji, is a famous young girl, and she posted it and many people saw it and they come under her name. And then there is also Brother Dean, who also, he's an author. Yes. Many people know him. He was supporting me. He was to be there. And there are many people who came under his name also. So the publicity I wanted for my book, I got it. And I appreciate anyone who attended the launching event of my book.
All right. Now let's talk a bit about the distribution part of this whole process. You have gone through what could have been the hardest part, but now there is the distribution. I mean, you are launching the book here in Nairobi. You're based in Nakuru, and maybe somebody wants the book who's in Mombasa. Looking at effective and proper distribution channels, because looking at authors that have already made a name for themselves, they have their books on shelves across the country. How has it been for you in terms of distribution, getting your books to everyone who would like to get a copy as a young writer and author in this space?
Okay. my books are not yet in bookshops, but people who are interested are coming to my Instagram account, ordering from there, or there is also a phone number where they order from, and then I deliver it to them wherever they are. Like today, I'm sending some books to Mandera, Garissa, Mombasa, Migori, and Narok. So wherever you order from, you get your book. But with time, I'll have somewhere to place them in every county.
Okay. Yeah. Now, in terms of now when you get to that point where you have like a central point of distribution like you would like in every county, therein comes the issues to do with maybe language barrier, because somebody could be wanting your book, but language barrier could be what is hindering them from, even wanting to just get it. Is it something that you have thought of, and is it something you're looking to work towards, and especially looking at the translation from a personal point of view?
First of all, there are many people. Most of the people that attended my launching event were Somalis, and most of them were telling me, Amal, why are you not writing in Somali? And for me, I know myself, I can speak Somali, but I'm not good at writing. So I just told them, I'm even planning to have a version of Deception in Somali. So I don't know any other language.
So translation could be in the works, and especially starting from your cultural point of things.
Yeah.
All right. Now, there's somebody here who's on Twitter, Ameuliza. As far as I know, I have a friend who had such poor publishing services done. Maybe you could also encourage young writers to understand the importance of getting good publishing, in as much as it might cost you a lot of money.
Okay, it's very important for you to have a publisher. Like, the format of your pages might not be okay, but like for me, the person who published my book and the person who arranged the pages are different. The person who arranged the pages was from Nakuru. I did that in Nakuru, but the publisher is based in Nairobi. So the pages were not okay. There is satisfied in those the way the pages are supposed to be, and mine was not okay. But the publisher told me, Amal, this is how it's supposed to be. So go back to the person who did this work and tell him how it's supposed to look like. But if your publisher cannot advise you on that, then it's an X.
That's a problem to begin with, and especially if you're new in this writing field. Now comes in the aspect of protecting your work, both the intellectual ones that you haven't put out there and even this actual copy, because we are living in a time where piracy is real. You can be walking in the streets of Nairobi and you see your book there, and you know for sure it's not legitimately from you. In terms of protecting your work as a new writer in this marketing, in the public space, is it something you have already ventured into, or you are working towards making sure that your works are protected, registered, and you can keep track to avoid issues to do with piracy?
Okay, that's something by there I forgot to talk about.
And actually, viewers wetu ukiwaambia here, especially those who are in the writing space.
You can give your book to someone, and you don't know what that person is going to do your book with. And the way she has said, you can be walking in town and you see your book. You have no other option. You will buy it or you leave it, but you don't have the right to claim it because you are the one who gave it out. So for me, I think for me to take that long publishing my book, it's because I was trying to protect my work, because many people were telling me, Amal, don't trust your work with anyone. Don't give your scripts to anyone. So I was afraid. There's that fear. So I didn't used to give my work to anyone. And I trust one person, one lady, and that's Madam Purity Kavuri from the library. She keeps my work, and whenever I need, sometimes, I'm not good at handling my emails, so I send it to her email. She keeps it for me, so when I need them, she forwards them to me. So if you have one person that you can trust, then that's okay. But as long as you don't have that person, keep your work to yourself, not even the closest friend, because temptations are real.
Okay, and I think that is something that all authors need to do, because we're living in a time where most people also would want the soft copy version, and they can share it with anyone and everyone without going through the proper process of purchasing it from the actual author. So if you can protect your work, whether you have published it or not, if you have to send a soft copy, have measures in place that will ensure that piracy is not something that you are dealing with. As we close this conversation, maybe just your word of encouragement to all the other young ladies who are watching us this morning, even kids who are watching us and they have writing ambitions, but they have been doubting themselves about getting started.
Okay, my advice is this: whatever you do, there are some things that you should be prepared for, some things you should be ready for, like criticism and underestimation, doubts, and friends who are there to discourage you. If you are ready for that, you'll achieve whatever you want. But if you are not ready for that, then start getting ready right now so that you can achieve what you want.
There you have it, Amal Mohammed Abdikadir. She is an author, 4 books under her name, 3 are the ones that are public. You can be able to check them out. The first one that she has published is Deception. Get to read about it, get to understand. Let us start by supporting our young writers in our local space. Her other books are Shades of Hope as well as Born to Suffer. So if you come across any of this, be sure to read and give her feedback. Remind us your social media handles once more.
Instagram, Amal Abdikadir 2176. Facebook, Amal Mohammed Abdi, and Twitter, Amal Abdikadir 65.
All right, there you have it. So engage with her and let us support our local writers right here at home. In a bit, we'll be getting to have a conversation revolving around women in business. And in that particular conversation, Regina will be having the chair of Women in Business here in Kenya. There she is, Madam Mary Modoni will be joining us in a bit. But before that, a quick look at how our roads are looking like. Doreen.